Welcome to the GWA Wingfoiling World Tour event.
We're gonna experience an insane wingfoil competition.
This one is gonna stay in my mind forever.
It's gonna be sick.
What are we gonna be seeing next?
And welcome everybody as we are now on to day number 3 here in Jericoacoara. As we can see the drone up in the sky. This is the lovely Blue Residence Hotel where our event site is. And today's all about finals day in regards to Freefly-Slalom. During yesterday's action, we had all the elimination rounds which have basically seeded our top riders for today's action. And the wind is now starting to build. The course is set and our riders are entering the water. So we're going to be kicking things off with the women and the men in these final day of elimination. So let's just have a little look at the top 8 men from yesterday that made it through. We've got Galito Estrado, Bastian Escofet, Jeremiah McDonald, Axel Gerard, Francesco Capuzzo, Alan Fadet, Oscar Leclerc, and Julian Ritotti. Those are our top 8 men, as you can see here. This is how it's going to work. So because of yesterday's wins, Julian Ritotti and Oscar Leclerc are directly into the final where that purple is, the Q1 and Q2. You can see there Q1 has a little star next to it. That's for Oscar Leclerc because he was yesterday's winner overall, so he already has 1 bullet. In semi-final, already qualified, we have Francesco Capuzzo and Alan Fadet in that Q3 and Q4 spot. And then we have the 4 remaining riders, Galito, Bastian, Jeremiah and Axel in heat number 1. And basically how it works is obviously they are qualifying to get to the final where Oscar and Julian already are. Oscar already has 1 bullet. The aim of the game to win this event, they need to have 2 bullets. So once we go through the quarterfinals and semifinals, we will remain with just 4 riders left. Now, if Oscar was to win that first final heat, the competition would be over because he has 2 bullets. However, if the likes of someone like Julian Ritotti or Francesco Capuzzo, if he manages to get into the final, take a win, then the final will roll over. So there could potentially be 4 final heats. We can see here, number 1 at the moment, Oscar Leclerc, just looking out at the conditions with Malo as well. He's your current leader. He has the 1 bullet. He is directly into that final. So as far as he's concerned, he's just got to sit back, relax, and wait and see who will be joining him. He knows that Julian Ritotti is also with him. And we can see here, this is where our riders will start to launch. This is the women's ladder, so a little bit different because there's only 6 of the women that have made it through. So directly into the final on that Q1 and Q2 spot, we have Nia Suarez and Kylie Belouv, because Nia won pretty much all of the eliminations yesterday. She already has 1 bullet. In the semi-final, we have Bowen van der Linden, Mardi Arce, Oran Cerise, and Zara Millard. So exactly the same format. All right, whoever wins that, heat number 1 will go directly to the final. Then there's a heat number 2 within that semi-final. Whoever wins that goes also directly into the final. And then it's all about what rider can get 2 bullets, which Nia Suarez already has 1. So that's the eliminations. And we go now back to a little bit of action that happened earlier on this morning with our riders rigging their gear up in this lovely spot that we have here in Jericoacoara. Big, massive shout out to Blue Residents and Paola, who have put us up like an absolute gem. As we can see, Nia's mum here getting her kit ready, giving us a little bit of a smile as well. All the riders here feeling the vibes. Our photography as well, getting all the right shots. And just a beautiful setting here. Tide is on the rise. We've got high tide sort of a little bit later on in the afternoon. Here we have another rider in the quarterfinals of the men, Bastien Escofet, riding for Gong. Just pumping up his gear there. Getting ready to go out. And then we move over to the girls. I believe here we have Bowen van der Linden, another rider who at the moment is in that semi-final spot for the women, looking to advance. Always has a smile on her face. Joining her there, we have Zara. And you can see here, there, nice bit of friendship. Obviously filled with confidence here. Lots of smiles, good vibes down on the beach here in Jerry. We saw riders yesterday riding around the 3.5 meter wings. It was actually pretty much upwards of 30 knots out the back where the course is set. You can see Ignacio there, our head protest judge on the right-hand side. And then so some of our riders as well. I believe that might be Julian Ratotti there on the left. He's currently in the first. But just having a little look at the heat sequence and the course diagram as well, which we'll be showing you very, very shortly. Exactly sort of the course structure and how it's all going to work out there. We're going to be covering all angles from the drone, also from the beach. And Ignacio here just going through, finalising these little bits of course. So here we have the course. We took this photo earlier just to give you at home just a little bit of an idea. Obviously the beach is on the right hand side. The wind does come from that northeast, sort of across, I guess, offshore-ish where the course is. But it's a nice big start line here, gaining plenty of speed, going around that first mark, and then you can see the 2A and 2B marks. That's where the pumping track starts. So when they hit the pumping track, our riders have to completely let go of that wing, and it's all about using the foil to its maximum advantage. They'll then get to 3B and 3A, where they'll go through that sort of snake-looking tacks and have 4, 5, 6, 7, and finish on the finish line, pretty much riding back in towards the beach. So a little bit different to yesterday. Obviously, a lot could happen on the pumping track, and hopefully we're going to see some tight racing. We love being really directly on the start line as well. That's where all the magic happens, and it gets super close. And you can just about see there in the distance the course. Looks a little bit different from above, but some of our riders on the right-hand side there just heading around to that start boat where we'll be waiting for the flags, because I do believe that 11:30, which is now actually local time is 11:30, you can see here, that's the finishing line. So there we have the finish boat, and then we're going to shift our attention onto the start boat. That's the last boat, that's the finish line. Okay, so we're looking for red flag or yellow flag. Should be more upwind. Just look at this beautiful spot here that we have in Jerry. The sun is shining, the wind is blowing. I mean, if you've never been to Brazil, what an amazing place to come. It's always windy here, always sunny. Great for wingfoiling here in Jerry. Maybe not so much for the kiting side of things at this exact spot, but you can go either upwind and do a nice downwinder from Praia. You can go a little bit downwind as well. There's a little bit of a lagoon you can kite in, or even go further downwind and see the likes of Guru, Tatajuba. So there's plenty of amazing spots. And here at Jerry at the point, we see a lot of wingfoilers and windsurfers as well, as you'll probably start to see as soon as that drone just peels around to the left-hand side. But Amazing place to be here. We started in Jerry this sort of Brazilian marathon, let's say, 3 weeks ago with our twin tip and surfboard, hydrofoil, big air competition over on the GWA. Now we're shifting focus and we're ending things here in Jerry with the wingfoil. We have already crowned surf freestyle champions. You can see here AP flag is up. So that's the start boat. You can see our riders just waiting around. Not sure why that AP flag is up, but we will do our best to find out. But very, very shortly, the sequence will basically go red flag, and then the yellow flag will go. Once the yellow flag drops, there is less than a minute. So there will be a moment without a flag. And then as soon as they cross the line, the green flag will raise. And it's all about timing here for our riders, because they want to time it so that as soon as that green flag gets raised, they're crossing that start line. You can see a few of them now just getting into rhythm, getting ready, getting in the right position. All our slalom riders they always have a watch on, so they're able to time it so that they can time that start to absolute perfection. We might even see some over earlies, in which case, you know, they have to restart. And we want to really see some tight knit racing. There's so much on the line because so many titles are at stake here. We've got World Championship titles on the line. Francesco Capuzzo on the men's side is trying to defend his title. Had a little bit of a struggle yesterday at times, but still sees himself in the semi-final today. But really sort of in the driving seat, I have to say, is Oscar Leclerc. He's really putting it together here. But we do have some world title contentions as well. So there's plenty on the line. And we're going to run through that now with you. So, what have we got here? Let's have a look. Get this software update off my laptop and we can go. So, with the woman, if Nia finishes on top of Kylie, or one or two positions worse, she will be world champion. Kylie, to be the world champion, she must finish 3 positions in advance of Nia. If not, she'll be second. Bowen, if she finishes on top of Mar and 1 or 2 positions worse than her, she'll be third, but she cannot finish first or second. Mar Diarte also cannot finish first or second, but to be third, she needs to be on top of Bowen. Then we're going to look over to the men, okay? So let's have a look at the men. What are the scenarios that we have in 2024? So Francesco Capuzzo, if Francesco finishes on top of Julian Ritotti by 1 or 2 positions worse, he will be world champion. Julian Ritotti, to be the world champion, he must finish 3 positions in advance of Francesco. If not, he will be second. So similar to what we see on the women's side. Bastien Escofet, he does not have a chance of being first or second, but he can be third. He needs to finish 7 positions or better to be third. Golito Estrero, a name that you will for sure be familiar with, he can be third, but for that he must win the event, and Bastien must be 8th. So a bit of a tough ask there for Golito. Oscar Leclerc, he can be third, but there needs to be a lot that happens. For that, he must win the event, and Bastien also must be 8th. Okay, so it's exactly the same situation we're seeing for Golito. So really, looking at these stats, we're looking at 2 people that really have the solid and most likely chance of becoming the world champions. And that is either going to be between Francesco Capuzzo and Julian Ritotti. Francesco looking to defend his title. Julian looking to get a world championship under his belt for the first time. And then we will see, we'll be crowning our winners today. Plan of action is for slalom. We probably need around maximum an hour and a half to get through these heats. And we're going to have a little look at the heat order now. So what is the sequence today of riders? Who are we going to be seeing out on the water first? Let's us have a look. So, we're going to be kicking off with that first quarterfinal of the men's. Then we're going to be doing the second quarterfinals of the men's. And then it's going to be shifting our attention over to the semi-finals of the women, semi-finals of the men, second heat of the semi-final with the women. And then we're going to go into the semi-final of the men once again. And then it's finals. It's back-to-back, women, men, women, men, women, men, women, men. So back-to-back with the men and the women. And just while we get some answers here on the red flag, we can see here Julian Ritotti. Just going with our mobile cam now. Just giving you a bit of a POV, let's say, of how it looks when our riders take to water. Our photographer there, Svetlana, gets all the images. You can see there, stacked with the camera gear. Nice sandy beach here for us. And a few of our riders just over there. You can see it's pretty windy. Some of the sand is blowing across the beach. Ines as well there, running the social media here in Jerry. The whole team doing the business, and I believe that is Aran Cerise. And you can see there, getting her watch ready. So important that these riders have a watch so that they can time, as I mentioned, that start to absolute perfection. Let's see if we can see what size wing she's going to be going on. Can't quite see there, but we still have the AP flag up. So I just had some news why the AP flag was up. One of the riders has broke something, so we're just waiting for him to get back out there, and then we're going to be getting this show on the road, let's say. That looks like Bastien just coming in there on that gong gear. So this is going to be interesting now. We're going to be keeping our eyes on the prize. Let's bring up the men's ladder again. So I'm just going to talk to you exactly how the first part of this is going to work. So once again, if you've just joined us and you want to understand exactly how this works. So first heat of the day is going to be this heat number 1 quarterfinal with the men. Okay, so we've already got 4 riders that are pre-qualified. We've got 2 riders in Q3 and Q4 of Heat 3 of semi-final. We've also got the final where Julian Ratotti and Oscar Leclerc are. Now this heat number 1 is going to be Golito Estrelio, Bastien Esquivet, Jeremiah McDonald and Axel Gerard. Now whoever wins this heat goes directly into the semi-final of heat number 3, where it says first of heat number 1. Okay, so they're going to go directly to the semi-final. The remaining 3 have another chance to make the semi-final in heat number 2 of the quarters, where you can see just to the right there in the darker blue, that's going to be the 3 that don't quite manage to cross the line in first. Okay, then we're going to go to the semi-final. We'll have 6 riders left because there are already 2 pre-qualified in the final. Once again, exactly the same sequence. They'll do heat 3. The winner of heat 3 directly goes straight to the final. The remaining 3 battle it out in heat 4. We then do heat number 4 of the semi-final. Think of it as like a repechage round. And there goes our camera. The first position of heat number 4 goes straight to the final. And then you have what you'll be left with, your 4 finalists. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. Exactly the same on the women. They just go directly from the semi-final to the final. There's no quarter-final with the women because there are only 6 riders. But in the men, we have 8. Okay, so the AP flag has gone down. And just waiting now to see what flag goes up. Most likely going to be that red flag next. And then we're going to be going. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Who's your money on? Who's going to be taking these world titles? Please do let me know if you have any questions regarding the format as well. I know sometimes when you're not here, it can be a little bit harder to understand. And I'll do my best to try and explain this whole format. Basically, yesterday we had the eliminations rounds. For the women, we had 7 eliminations. They were able to discard 2. And for the men, we had 4 elimination rounds, okay? And then from that, we obviously saw who are our top 8 men and who are our top 6 females. Now, they go straight over to what now is finals day. And then they're seeded accordingly depending on their position from yesterday. So it's a little bit of a new format, one that we brought in this year as well. And although maybe it does get a little bit of getting used to when you're sort of not on site, let's say, it really is very interesting and very keen to follow. And it really leaves the door open. And it can be anyone's game, which is very exciting to watch. So red flag now up in the sky. And there we go, yellow flag. So once that yellow flag goes down, we have less than a minute to go. So for this first course, we're going to be following from the sky. You can see there one of the drones just on the right-hand side. multiple drones out here for slalom because you want to be following it. It's quite far off the beach. So just to give you a bit of a heads up, we will also be covering some of these races from the beach because we need to allow the drone to come back, change the batteries, and then go back out. And that can take a few minutes sometimes because where the course is located. If it's a little bit too close to the beach, it does get a little bit shallow here. And obviously these riders are on foils, riding roughly 85 to 95 centimetre masts. So they need a little bit of water to get going. So yeah, some of these heats we'll cover from the beach, but hopefully majority of them we can cover from the sky, be airborne with you. So as soon as that yellow flag goes down, which is now, we go, last minute. Okay, so we're going to switch over to the view in the sky very shortly. And there we have it. So we're going to try and get onto the start line nice and quickly. And this is all about timing now for our riders. So Golito Australia, Bastien Escofet, Jeremiah McDonald, and Axel Gerard. Golito is on duotone. Bastien is gong. Jeremiah is also gong, but he's riding the white and the green. Bastien is riding the white and the blue, and Axel Gerard is riding an AFS wing, which is red and white. So here we go. Keeping an eye up at the sky. You can see here they're about to cross the line. So they're coming in. All about timing here. This is all about timing. There's also a little bit of seaweed out there, so you might see some of our riders green. It looks good. It's a good start. And we're going to keep with the drone here. So this is the course now. They have a nice big straight line to gain plenty of momentum. There's 4 riders. It's all close to start. Looks like Golito Australia is coming out the gates pretty early doors, looking nice and strong. They've got this white mark. That is the first tap. You can see there Golito having to skip out the water to get past some of this seaweed. It's getting awfully close there. But Golito out in the lead. Second place looks to be Bastien Escofet there. This now is the pumping section. So they're completely going to have to let go of that wing and pump through. Bastien in second. Third is Axel. And fourth is Jeremiah. Golito still looking nice and comfortable out in front. But keep your eyes on Bastien because he is quick. As soon as they get to that mark, they can go again. Now they can engage. Get that backhand back on the wind. Let it fly. Golito here out in front. Bastien second. Now in third we have Jeremiah. Axel's lost a little bit of ground on the pumping track. And we continue now as we come up now past that halfway point. Looks like Bastien's gaining a little bit of distance on Golito. Most certainly is. This is where it gets a little bit tight now. Axel nearly just coming off the foil. Golito, Bastien, it's close. Whoever gets the win here goes directly into the semi-final and will be joining Francesco Capuzzo and Alan Fedit. Here we go. It looks like Golito is going to do it, but he needs to keep it together. Bastien has gone down on the mark. An absolute shocker there for him. And Golito celebrating on the line. And he is going to be fuming, Bastien. Unbelievable there from him. As we now go. Whoa, what a way to open up the day. What a race.
welcome to the GWA Wingfoiling World Tour event.
We're gonna experience an insane wingfoil competition.
This one is gonna stay in my mind forever.
It's gonna be sick.
What are we going to be seeing next?
Okay, here we go. So yellow flag is up in the sky. It is now the quarterfinal, still at the men, but we're going to be going in to that heat number 2 of the quarterfinal. So now we have the 3 from the past heat that have another chance to battle it out into this next position. Okay, they still have a chance. Yellow flag. As soon as that yellow flag goes down, it is the final minute. So I'm just going to bring this elimination ladder up in front of my eyes. So who is going to be joining Golito, Francesco and Alan Fedit? Because Golito won that last heat. 2 riders here will pack their bags and deflate those wings. They'll be going home. Although they're probably going to be competing on the surf freestyle as well. Okay, so here we go. Keep an eye on them there. If you could put your money on someone, maybe you put it on Bastien Escovet. He was looking quick, but just tried to push a little bit too hard there at the end. And did go down on that buoy. There's also that seaweed as well. They've got to be so careful. So here we go. Starting to get ready to cross that line now. We're going to be following them from the sky. They're starting to get speed. Is it going to be a clean start? It looks like a good start for me. And Axel Gerard has come out the gates quite early. Keep your eyes on the bottom left-hand side. That is Bastien Escovet. Jeremiah as well on the far right. 3 riders. Only 1 can make it through to the semi-final. And it's looking like Jeremiah at the moment is nice and fast. Bastien at the back at the moment in 3rd place. Semi-final position up for grabs here. It's getting tight here. Axel Gerard as they enter the pumping track here. First, Uriah. Second, Axel. Third was Bastien. This is where Axel lost a little bit of ground there in that first heat of the day. But actually now it's looking like Bastien has got some work to do as he's losing a little bit of ground here at the back. Jeremiah is absolutely flying out the gates at the moment in first place. Axel in second is hot on his heels. Bastian's losing a little bit of distance. We follow them now from the beach as we can see our first and second position. Where is Bastian? There he is. Oh, nearly going down as well there on that last buoy. Oh, Axel's gone down right at the end. Nearly taking out what looked to be Bastian as well. But it's going to be Jeremiah going through to the semi-finals if he keeps it together here. Axel absolutely fuming with himself. He's done a Bastian. As we see here, Jeremiah crossing the line and booking his place into the semi-final. Bastian Escofet there in second. Axel Gerard in third. What a heat. What a start to the day here on Freefly-Slalom. Looking at the next bit of heat order, we're going to be moving attention over to the woman.
Welcome to the GWA Wingfoiling World Tour event.
We're gonna experience an insane wingfoil competition.
This one is gonna stay in my mind forever.
It's gonna be sick.
What are we going to be seeing next?
Okay, so the yellow flag has just gone down for this first semi-final of the women. In this, we're going to have Bowen van der Linden, Mardi Arce, Alan Cerise, and Zara Millard. And I can see a few of you now tuning in as well. The big dog, Chris McDonald. You want to make a few bets? Okay, let's go for it, mate. Let me know who you think is going to go through this one. At the moment, we've got Nia Suarez and Kylie, who are in the final. Winning this heat, we will see who will be joining them. Green flag goes. Okay, so we're following them from the beach on this one. Then giving that drone one more heat of charge. And then we're going to be getting it thing back up in the air. But from here, we can really see at the moment who's that out on the duotone wing. I believe that might be Mardi Arce. Couple of Armstrong riders as well. Bowen van der Linden's going to be there in the mix as they're coming up to that first mark. There should be 4 riders here, though. So maybe one of them didn't have the best of starts. You can see a few of our men starting to... There we go, catching up at the end there. That looks like Aran Cerise. And they're now entering that pumping track. This is where you get to really see what the equipment can do. You know, this equipment now and what the foils are able to do without any power of the wing. Mar's gone down. She's had an absolute shocker there on the pumping track. Had that first place hook, line and sinker. But now it's just dropped into second. I believe that might have been Bo that goes now into first place. Really tight to see the Lycra numbers here, especially when you've got two riders running the same gear. So it's either Bo or Zara out in first. But look at Mar now going up a gear. Foot down on the accelerator. And this is where it gets a little bit tasty, a little bit naughty here. Right at the end, as we see, it's tight at the top and it's also tight at the back. But really, you're fighting for that first place because you want to go directly into the final. And Mar and Bo or Zara, it's really close up there. Mar's just gone back ahead. I guess it makes it easier if Mar wins, because they're not riding the same kit. But now she's lost it once again, second place. Really tight at the top here. Mar goes and takes the inside line, manages to snatch it. What a race here we have from these ladies. Believe this is now coming up to the finish line. It's going to be Mar Diase who goes into the final there. What a heat. What a heat there. Just back and forth, back and forth. Mar coming off her fall on the pumping track, managing to gain some more ground, toing and throwing until that last mark there where she was able to just get the inside line and zip through. So there we have it. That is the first semi-final of the women. So joining Nia and Kylie, Mar Diase.
Welcome to the GWA Wingfoiling World Tour event.
We're gonna experience an insane wingfoil competition.
Okay, so we are live now. This is heat number 2. Just trying to see exactly who's on the water, I believe. This is the heat number 3 of the men. So this is the first semi-final of the men here. And it's tight now, coming up to this pumping track. So it looks like Alan Fedit's out in first. Francesco Capuzzo there in second. Jeremiah as well, and Golito Estrado currently at the back. So who's going to be joining Julian Ratotti and Oscar Leclerc in the final? You can see here Francesco Capuzzo really starting to drive forward now and gain some momentum, gain some speed on Alan Fredette, who's had to skip over a bit of seaweed, and he's lost a bit of ground doing that. Francesco, I think, has managed just to whip himself round. Yes, he has. Travelling so fast, over 25, 30 knots these guys are going. And Francesco Allen there with a lovely tack. Gaining once again a bit of ground. All Francesco's got to be, but Alan's taking the inside line there. He's taking the inside line, but look at Galito coming up. Jeremiah a little bit further behind. It's very close as the rider's right at the back here. Who's going to take it? Francesco's come off foil. He's now gone from second to third, but it's going to look like it's either going to be Galito or Alan. I have no idea. I cannot call that one. What a race once again. Slalom keeping me on the edge of my seat. I'm sure it is for you guys and girls at home as well. What is going on here in Jericoacoara? Unbelievable here, waiting for results. I mean, that was some crazy stuff. We're going to be having the drone up for the next one as well. And it's going to be the heat number 2 of that semi-final. Let's bring up the diagram of the 8 ladder. The men. Yeah, let's bring it up. Yeah, let's bring it up. Yeah. So I just want to explain to you where we are. Okay, so we've done the quarterfinals now. That heat that just took place was heat number 3 of the semi-final, where I actually am waiting to see the confirmation exactly who went through. Who has gone through? Heat 4 of the men. I'm having it through now. So I can confirm that it was Galito who has gone through in first place, just pipped Alan Fredit. So in this heat now, we're in now heat number 4 of the semi-final. And it's going to be Alan Fredit, Jeremiah McDonald, and Francesco Capuzzo. This is a huge heat here for Francesco. After this, we're going to be going back over to the woman. Oh, no, sorry. The women are going to be going up next. So this is going to be heat number 2 of the woman. So this is going to be that second semi-final. Heat number 2 of the woman. Red flag is up. So going to bring up the women's ladder now, just to explain exactly where we are. So we did heat number 1, and we saw our winner be Mardiate. Now we're in heat number 2. So this is now booking the last place in the final. Only one more person can go through into the final. So we're in heat number 2, semi-final now for the women. Yellow flag is up. When that goes down, we have less than 2 minutes to go. And we can see now, waiting on the start line, we have the drone. Waiting patiently for that yellow flag to go down. Going to have a little look. Who have we got in this heat? Bowen van der Linden, Zara Millard, and Oran Saris. There we have Oran. Still about a minute left to go. And then the start of the next heat, just do the start on the drone of the next heat, and then bring it straight back in. Okay, so yellow flag goes down now. This is where it starts to get juicy. Final spot here to join Nia and Kylie. You see one of the kite surfers in the background enjoying the beautiful seas here in Jerry. Okay, so here we go. Now our riders are starting to come in the mix. All about timing here. There should be one more rider as well, probably coming in on the inside. Yep, there we go. All about timing, waiting for that green flag. Few of our riders coming off foil, but it's looking like it's going to be a good start. Yes, it is. A great start there. Who was that? Was that Zara or was that Bo? But we're going to go, all systems going out. Around Cerise just nudging forward, but she does have the inside line on this buoy. And we're going to be following from above. So Ma is also in the final there with Nia and Kylie. But one of these three riders looking to book their place into this final. And it's now looking, it's tight, it is tight. Around gaining some great momentum, some great distance here. Having to skip over the seaweed, you can see there, coming off foil and losing a lot of ground. I do think that that might be Bo out ahead. Very tough to see here as Bo and Zara both ride exactly the same kit, and we can't quite see the Lycra numbers, and they both got the same helmet colour as well, so it makes my job pretty much impossible to tell you who's in first place. But we're really now able to follow them from above here. And it's between Bo and Zara. Who's in first, who's in second? Nice turn there, keeping it together. Around there, just losing a little bit of ground. Looking more and more unlikely in case we see some mistakes. But we have seen a lot of hiccups, let's say, on these marks. Whether that's them because they're getting too close to them and catching the anchor line. Or if it's because they're just making those mistakes. But here we go. Bo or Zara. See if I can identify which one it is. Oh, maybe I can see the number there. I think, let me have a little look. I think that's actually going to be Zara. It looked like a 3. It looked like two numbers, one of them being a 3. And she does have number 35. So there we have it. I think it is Zara that's now made her way into the women's final. We now go and focus the attention back over now to the men. As they are going to be the next ones for some more racing. So men's heat number 4. And then it's time for the finals. Okay, red flag up. So here we go. They can start getting into sequence now. Francesco Capuzzo, you need to keep your eyes on him. He's riding the gong gear. To really take it to Ratotti, he needs to win this and go into the final. You can see here Chris coming in as well. Yes, completely right there, Chris, with the scenarios. Ratotti would still have to do very well, but obviously it does get a lot easier. We went through the world title scenarios earlier on in this stream. And Francesco does have to get 5th or worse. So it does get down to Ratotti. I mean, the guy to beat is Oscar Leclerc. We can't pull wool over the eyes here. He was flying yesterday. Absolute rocket over there. Can he bring that momentum into first place, cause a little bit of an upset for the event here? Maybe, but Oscar Leclerc can't get a world title championship. He can only get 3rd. And it does depend on Bastian's finishing. And we saw now, actually, Bastian going out in the quarterfinals. So that 3rd place with Golito and Oscar is still very much up for grabs. Yellow flag up. This is going to be a goodie. Buckle your seatbelts for this one. Let's remind ourselves, who are we going to be seeing in this heat? It's going to be Alan Fedit, Jeremiah McDonald, and Francesco Capuzzo. Jeremiah, I tell you what, he's been cooking this morning. Rode a great quarterfinal heat in that heat number 2. So, place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Who's it going to be? The Italian stallion Francesco Capuzzo? Is it going to be Alan Fedit? or the guy that's travelled the most to get here from New Zealand, Jeremiah McDonald. I can confirm, actually, I mixed it up with the Armstrong girls. It was Bo that crossed the line first, not Zara. So Bowen van der Linden has crossed that line and is into the final. So women's final, Nia Suarez. Kylie, Mardi Arce, and I do believe Bo. However, that message has just been deleted in front of my own eyes. So let's see. Maybe they also made a mistake there. But anyway, we're now going to focus here because this is what books you a place into the final here in Jerry. The final event of the year. For some of them, it's going to be the final time for slalom racing this year. And it's looking like we're going to be getting underway very shortly. Green flag, it stays up, and we are good to go. So here we go. Capuzzo there on the right-hand side. Alan in the middle. Jeremiah in the left-hand side. So it looks like Francesco's got the inside line here, but sometimes that can be a little bit too tight. Sometimes going maybe a little bit wider like Jeremiah's done there, but he's skipping over seaweed. He's losing momentum. Alan Fedit coming off foil. Still remains in second place. When you look at Capuzzo here at the moment, he's now entering that pumping track first. Can he keep it together? Alan Fedit in third. There's still so much on offer here. I can also confirm that I was right previously in the women. It's Zara that goes into the final, not Bo. So there we go. Zara's in the final. Bo and van der Linden not. But attention now back onto the men. Capuzzo is out in front. Similar distance at the moment between first, second and third. As we can see now. Oh no, gaining distance on Capuzzo. He needs to keep it together. Jeremiah is going down right at the end. Unbelievable stuff. Alan Fedit's gone extremely wide. And just when he was flipping the wing around there on that tack, looks like he's just hit the water. And pretty much said to Francesco, you know what, mate? You go to the final. You take it to Ritotti. Really unfortunate there for McDonald. After riding so well. Alan Fedit now gaining a little bit of ground, but it's Capuzzo. You can see there, pumping the wing. Knows it was important. Makes everything that little bit more tasty for our finals. Because up next, we're going to be seeing the finals. Remember, both Nia Suarez and Oscar Leclerc already have a bullet. They already have one bullet from their yesterday's performance. So all they need to do is win one heat of the final. The final could be 4 heats long. It could be 1. Stay tuned because we got it coming next.
Welcome to the GWA Wingfoiling World Tour event.
We're gonna experience an insane wingfoil competition.
This one is gonna stay in my mind forever.
It's gonna be sick.
What are we going to be seeing next?
Okay, so yellow flag is down. We're in the final minute here. It's the women's final. So Nia Suarez, Kylie, Zara and Mar. All Nia needs to do is win this heat, and she is the world champion. She's won the event. And then we go over to the men. If Kylie or Mar or Zara win this heat, we go once again. And we repeat the show until one rider has 2 bullets. Nia Suarez at the moment has the 1 bullet. I'm going to read you the names as well now for the riders. So it's looking like we're going to be going. Have we got a drone? Okay. So not a drone right at the start of this heat. It's a green flag. Oh no! Zara's gone down right at the start. An absolute shocker. It looks to me like Mar is on the green wing at the back. In the second place, I think that might be Nia. It is Nia in second at the moment. Zara, oh, what a tumble. We're now back with the drone, as we can see from above. Oh no, Nia's gone down. Mar's now in first place. Kylie in second. What is going on out here in Jerry? Mar Diarse in first place now. Kylie in second. We've seen multiple tumbles here. No one expected that start here, did they? We'd love to throw a little curveball here in the GWA. We've seen Nia at the moment in third place. But this is where she comes in. Don't write her off just yet, because it can still happen. We know the end of this course. Look at Mar as well, losing ground because she has to skip over the seaweed. Kylie looking like she's taking advantage of that. Look at Nia at the back now. Absolutely motoring. This is where it can be tight here. Plenty still to happen. Don't write anyone off. Nia looks very fast coming around these boys. Mar still nipping away in first place. Maybe a little bit of seaweed can cause some more upset. You can see Zara now in the back on the left-hand side. Mar has a couple more. Oh no, Nia's looking like she's just trying to push too hard. Yep, she's lost it. Nia's lost it, just trying to squeeze too much juice out of the lemon. And it looks like Mar Diarse is going to be going over in first place. So it's not over. We're not finished yet with the woman. Bullet goes to Mar. And Kylie crosses the line in second. Up next, men's final.
Welcome to the GWA Wingfoiling World Tour event.
We're gonna experience an insane wingfoil competition.
This one is gonna stay in my mind forever.
It's gonna be sick.
What are we going to be seeing next?
Okay, so here we go. This is going to be the men's final. We do have a drone coming your way very shortly. We did have to change the battery, so maybe we don't get the start right at the start, but we'll try and cover the rest of it. So here we go, men's final. Boom, we're in. That looks like Ratotti, but look at Oscar go. Look at Oscar fly. He's absolutely flying through the gates here. Ratotti and Francesco having a really poor start. Not timing it at all. And Oscar Leclerc going wide there, but is motored along. You can see Francesco in fourth, Ratotti third. That's Galito there. Coming off foil, Galito's gone down, trying to push too hard. And it's now all down to the pumping section. Look at the gaining momentum Ratotti has here. He's pushing, trying to catch up with Oscar, but Oscar is on a complete another planet. I want to know what he's had for breakfast. He's keeping it together. He's keeping it where it needs to be. Ratotti there gaining some further distance off Francesco. But we're now coming up to where it gets a little bit more tight-knitted here. A lot of short attacks here. Ratotti does look to have gained a few meters on Oscar. And this is where it gets really interesting. You can see that finish line. Oh, they're close. They're really close here. And it's still all up for grabs. Ratotti going on the inside. Doesn't manage to get it. But can he get back and engage? Oscar's just got too much speed. And he's going to take the win here in Jerry. Oscar Leclerc, your event winner here in Jerry. Awesome show there from him. That is 2 bullets for Oscar, therefore taking the event win here in Jerry. And I do also believe that is going to give Francesco Capuzzo the world title here. Just going to have a look over at the scenarios. But yeah, obviously, Francesco Capuzzo. Because if Francesco finishes on top of Julian Ritotti, yeah. We're going to switch over to the drone. This is a replay of the finishing line. You can see Ritotti really trying to push it as far as you can. Oh, it was close. It was very close. Unbelievable racing there. Next up, we're going to have the women's final where Ma and Nia both have a bullet. And it's not going to be enough for Ritotti because to be world champion, he must finish 3 positions in advance of Francesco. And obviously, Francesco finishing 3rd, Ritotti 2nd there. That's not 3 positions. So it is going to be Capuzzo who is going to retain his world title championship. And a very strange beginning there of that men's final. We saw Oscar come out the gates so fast. Ritotti and Capuzzo having a really poor start in their eyes. It's all down to that timing. And the timing from Oscar has been impeccable from start to finish. Is this now the woman going to be the last heat of the day? Is Ma going to take the event win? Is Nia going to take the event win? There's only one way to find out, and we're going to be following from above. Okay, you can see there the riders just circling like sharks. Waiting, getting towards that start boat now. Great day of racing here. It's just gone so fast, but we hope you've enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed watching. It's had everything, really. We've had tight-knit racing, we've had good starts, we've had poor starts, we've had falls. Tell you what we haven't had, though, we haven't had any over-earlies. Very good to see. Normally we do have a few of those, some of the riders just trying to push a little bit too hard. But so far it's been clean, it's been cool. And it's been a great finals day. Plan of action for the rest of the day as well is to move to a slightly different location in Jerry. Red flag is up now, where we're going to get the early rounds of surf freestyle underway. Still have surf freestyle to get going. Red flag up now, women's final number 2. Place your bets. We stay now on the start line. Nia, Kylie, Zara, or Ma. Who is it going to be?
After this, we go with the mobile camera and we film them coming in. Well, if she wins. But if she wins, we go to the mobile camera and we film them coming in. Francesco and Nia. I help you find them. What flag is it? Yellow.
And you can see here, this is Oscar Leclerc just coming in from his event win here. He'll be stoked with the result here. Look how long that mast is. Funny Oscar, he said, I don't care whose world championships on the line. I'm coming here to win. I'm going to win. You watch all the videos we've published, and he's very much determined to take the event victory here. Favoured him as well. Will be super stoked with that win. Also took the win in Cauipe, Brazil last year, so he likes these warm waters and the tropics here in Brazil, doesn't he? Yellow flag down now, okay, so now we shift attention back over in the sky. Going to get that drone view. And we're on the start line now, okay, so is this going to be the last heat of the day? Is this going to be the last heat of the day? I am going to say... Well, I'm not going to say anything. It would be bad of me to say something. But let's see. I also, I think Kylie's got it in her to get a bullet for sure. She got a bullet. She won an elimination yesterday, I think. Also Zara's been super quick. If Zara hadn't have had that fall at the start, maybe, would have been able to fight for a win. But let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Zara there on the left. Mar on the green wing. Nia as well on the white. Here we go. Crossing that start line in 3, 2, 1. It's a good start. And it looks like Nia is just a whisker ahead. But it's Mar who's coming out the gates a bit faster. Zara's looking maybe a little bit overpowered there on the left-hand side. Nia and Mar are neck and neck at the moment. And Kylie on the right-hand side. No one wants a bit of seaweed, I'll tell you that. Nia's gone a bit wider here, looking to cut in and get the inside line, which she does just about. Yeah, she gets the inside line. And you can see, look at that, the acceleration. It's tight here between Nia and Kylie as they enter the pumping track. Mar in third, Zara in fourth. Okay, here we go. Really close here between Nia and Kylie. Having to work the legs here. Kylie just out in front by the look of this angle, but I think this is where Nia comes into her own, where she's really able to lock in, get that backhand back on the wing, and absolutely fly. You can see there Kylie riding a slightly bigger board. Nia, one of the lighter riders as well. She is the current champion, world champion. But Kylie here really fighting hard. Really fighting hard for this win here, but Nia, she's gone wide. Kylie's gone too wide there. She's given the first place to Nia. And we've seen mistakes happen in this part of the course, and it's Nia at the moment. All she needs to do is keep it together. And it is another win here for her. And it looks like it's going to be that way as well. You don't see Nia make mistakes too often. Kylie has gone a little bit wide as well there. And Nia is going to be the event and world champion here in Jericoacoara. And there she goes, crossing the line in first place, your event and retaining her world championship. Nia Suarez now getting 2 bullets. So joining Oscar as the event winner, but joining Francesco Capuzzo as your world champion.
Welcome to the GWA Wingfoiling World Tour event.
We're gonna experience an insane wingfoil competition. This one is gonna stay in my mind forever.
It's gonna be sick.
What are we going to be seeing next?
And here we go. Here we have it. The event and our new world champions. Oscar Leclerc there taking the event win. And you can see in the back, Francesco Capuzzo, your world champion for 2024. Had a tough ask on his hands, but he's there, the world champion. Oscar being the event. And we also have Nia as well, who's going to be shortly coming in. We can see Malo Guanolea there as well, competing in surf freestyle. Javi Kaur, another rider competing in surf freestyle. Some of these riders just opting to focus on one discipline rather than do both. But there we have, yeah, that's the winners. And we can see here Nia's also making her way in on that white wing. Taking yet another title. Just coming in now. As we see media getting ready for some photos. Francesco there. Congratulating Jeremiah, sorry. Number 25. Aran Cerise. As our woman now coming back to shore. Great day of racing though, and hopefully you now understand the format that little bit better. I think it keeps the door definitely still open for riders to really shake things up doing it this way. You know, we have the eliminations during yesterday, 7 for the women, 4 for the men, and then finals day today with our top 6 women and our top 8 men. Looks like Bastien Escofet there, congratulating Capuzzo. Also, Oscar Leclerc. Fellow countrymen, let's say, both from France. And it's a second world title for Francesco. And rightly so, he's had a great year, taking event wins, and now taking yet another world title. And I tell you what, these women taking a while to get out of the water here. As Nia now starting to make her way in. And then she'll be able to savour the moment and enjoy it that little bit more. Nia really is the rider to beat at the moment in this discipline. And also on surf freestyle. She's done it again. She's world champion in both freestyle and slalom. You can see here Baby Shark. Some of you might know him from the kite surfing industry. One of the top big air riders in the world. Unfortunately for him, just sustaining a little bit of an injury recently, which is why he's not over in Cape Town competing in Red Bull King of the Air, which is currently on the yellow light. But here we go. Here's the moment. Nia Suarez and Baby Shark. And she can enjoy the moment now. That's her brother there, Leo. And another world title for Nia. And the old classic on the shoulder. So there you have it, your 2 event champions for 2024 in the Freefly-Slalom division. Francesco Capuzzo and Nia Suarez both retaining their world championships here on the GWA Wingfoil World Tour. There we have Diogo, part of the media team here. Getting all the angles, all the shots. Big shout out to the crew for making the event happen. Big shout out to Blue Residents for hosting us as well. Thank you so much for putting the team up here. It's an amazing spot in Jerry. Tom Hartman there, the tour manager of the GWA. And it's been a great event here as we now start to shift the focus onto surf freestyle. So before we wrap up the stream, we're going to be discussing what's next. Okay, well, we still have the whole of surf freestyle to do. The whole division of surf freestyle will take place over the next 2.5 days. For us, what does that mean? Well, we have to move location. We do plan to do the early rounds, rounds 1 and rounds 2 of surf freestyle today. However, we will not be streaming those rounds because we do need to set up in a completely new location. And by the time we have wrapped up here for Freefly-Slalom and set up over in Malhada Beach, it pretty much will be around 4 or 5 o'clock. So we will be back with more streaming for surf freestyle tomorrow. And for now, we give you a big thank you for tuning in for Freefly-Slalom. Get ready for 2025 because it's going to be bigger and better than ever.
Vou sentar na minha cadeira lá, cara.
Welcome to the GWA Wingfoiling World Tour event.
We're gonna experience an insane wingfoil competition.
This one is gonna stay in my mind forever.
It's gonna be sick.
What are we going to be seeing next?